Incubators. Why would you possibly need an incubator? Well, one of the biggest reasons that you can lose puppies is because they get cold. A puppy that gets cold gets lethargic, a lethargic puppy doesn't nurse, and the downward spiral starts. A newborn puppy can't regulate its temperature, and if a puppy gets cold, you can literally lose a puppy within an hour or so. So you get a puppy that's in trouble, fundamentally the first thing you do is you get it warmed up, and the way that you do that is you have an incubator. The second reason would be that you've got a puppy that's just generally a sick puppy and can't be left with mum with the rest of the puppies. It's just too weak to be able to survive in that environment. Lives in an incubator until it gets its strength back, which might be a couple of days, maybe even a week, that puppy needs to be kept in a separate environment, in a closely controlled, supervised, correct temperature environment, and that's another reason for an incubator. And then another reason would be is that you're going to go to the vet and you want to transport puppies to and from the vet in a safe environment, and that requires something rather special, a portable incubator. And to give you a story about that, for me, I have some great vets in the town where I live. It's fairly expensive to have a C-section. It can be upwards of $1,000 for a C-section. Some of you guys may be paying three times that amount or even more. But I travel an hour away to a veterinary, actually two vets, husband and wife team, and my price of my C-section goes down to $229. $229, a huge saving. And it's not because I'm getting substandard work. They're great people, they know what they're doing, they've been doing it forever and ever and ever. They just charge less. And to get there requires that I have a car, and to get back requires that I have a portable incubator. So we have two different sizes. Fundamentally, they are exactly the same, they work the same way, they're just physically bigger. So who should use which one? So if you've got a dog that's a 40-pound dog or bigger, get the bigger unit. It's got quite a bit more room. It's got 3 times the area inside it that the smaller unit does. But they both work the same way. So at this point, this is going to go off the table because it's too big for me to show you what's going on. So here is the smaller unit. All right, so the nice thing is, first off, it regulates the temperature. So I've got this set to 38 degrees, and right now it's at 30, there it is, 38 degrees. And you probably can't see this, but I can hit the set button, and I can very quickly change the temperature up and down to some other number. And once I've set the temperature, if I unplug the unit or lose power and I plug it back in again, it remembers the last set temperature it's set at, so you don't have to reset it. So you don't have to worry about a power outage making this thing not work. Inside is no openings whatsoever at all. This thing, you could throw bleach in this thing. There's not a single opening. Most incubators are what are called forced air incubators. They have either a light bulb or they have an heating element and a fan, and they blow hot air over that heating element, whether it be a light bulb or whatever, and heat the air up. This works in a completely different way. This physically heats the floor up. This floor just feels nice and toasty warm. It does not dry the air out. That is very important because all the other incubators you have to have a nebulizer to add humidity. Otherwise, you really can dry puppies out. You won't have that problem with this. Secondly, all those other units that have light bulbs and fans, those things can fail, and when they do, you're in trouble. This thing, you can bash it with a hammer, drop it on the floor, it's not going to break because it's all solid state. There is no moving parts in it. There's a light inside, so at night time, you can open this thing up and not disturb other people and see what's going in. There is a vent to allow for airflow. You can crack the thing open a little bit. If you've got lots of puppies in there to be left for quite some time, just crack it open and allow a bit more airflow so you don't get moisture buildup. And I just dropped it on the floor. When you go in your car, you simply unplug the unit, plug it into a cigarette lighter adapter, which comes with it, plug it into your car. It works in your car. How wonderful is that? I've had up to 11 newborn Frenchie puppies in here, no problem. Typically, you're not leaving the whole litter in here for a long period. It's more for transport, or you're cleaning out cages or taking mums out for a walk, taking mum to the vet maybe. So most of the time, how many dogs do you have in here? Well, maybe quite a few dogs for a short period while you're coming home. The rest of the time, you may have 1 or 2 puppies that are in trouble that need some help. So plenty of room in here for breeds up to 30, 35 pounds. If you go to the bigger breed, like Labradors, German Shepherds, English Bulldogs, then get the bigger unit. They're basically the same price. And look, here's the deal. This thing, because it's manufactured by us, used by us, developed by us over the last 6 years, it's quite a bit less expensive than most of the units you'll see out there. And it's not just a portable incubator. This is an incubator. It takes the place of not only the fixed incubator that's probably going to cost you the better part of $1,000 or more. This thing's about a third the price. And no moving parts, doesn't dry the puppies out, and runs on both 110 volts and in your car. We think it's a fabulous product. If you've got some questions on it, of course, what do? You call us up, talk to a real human being. They'll know how to use it. They'll know all of your answers to your questions. And have best of luck with your puppies. Thanks.